Hey, what's up? This is Chubbs, MarijuanaReviews.com. Today is Sunday, January 17th. I'm making this video because on Thursday, January 14th, 2010, I was pretty much robbed by the United States Border Patrol at the San Clemente border checkpoint on the 5 Freeway North in San Clemente. I've talked with a bunch of people in regards to whether or not I want to make this story public, and after getting some advice, I've decided I want to. This is basically what happened. Wednesday, January 13th, about 11:30 p.m., maybe a little bit later than that, I left San Diego. I left Nuggetry in San Diego. I had a canvas bag with me. Inside the bag, I had an envelope with about $5,000 in cash. I had about an ounce, a little over an ounce of weed. I had a turkey bag that had about an ounce of OG in it. I had two 20-dram pill bottles. Each one had 5 grams. One had 5 grams of OG. One had 5 grams of green crack. And then I had a little vial with some earwax in it. And in my pocket, I had about $2,250 cash. Heading home, coming up the 5 Freeway North, it's just after midnight. I get to the Border Patrol inspection checkpoint on the 5 Freeway in San Clemente. Pull up to the freeway is narrowed down into 2 lanes, so at night there's a gentleman standing, a Border Patrol officer standing right in the middle of the freeway. There's a couple stop signs right there, so you pull up right next to him, roll down the window. He asked me, what my country of origin was. I said, of course, America. On the passenger seat is where I have the canvas bag with everything in it, because on the advice of Highway Patrol, that's where I keep everything. The guy asks me if I have any marijuana in the car. I said yes. He said, where is it? Pointed right at the seat, told him it's right there. He says, pull over to the secondary inspection point. So I cut across the freeway, pull over to the secondary inspection point where there is two additional agents waiting, a male and a female. I pull up, the woman walks up to the passenger car, asks me if I have any marijuana in the car. And I say yeah. I hand her my medical marijuana ID, my business card, and my driver's license. And she looks at all 3, puts them underneath the windshield wiper of the car, on the windshield, starts asking me a bunch of questions about where I'm from, how old I am, how much marijuana is in the car. I'm pretty confident because I know I haven't broken any laws, any state laws. So what happens is she starts asking me a bunch of questions that I answer confidently. And then she says, you're not supposed to be driving. It's illegal for you to be driving while you're stoned. I said, I know it is. That's why I'm not stoned. Finally, that was the end. That was the last straw for she says, it's federally illegal. Get out of the car. So, of course, I get out the car, walk back to the back of the car, maybe 10, 15 feet behind the car, sitting on a cement wall with the second agent, the dude, the guy, he's probably a white guy, maybe 25, 26 years old, while the Mexican chick searches my car. First he, pats me down, feels my money in my pocket, asks me how much is there. I tell him. I then sit down and start talking, to him a little bit. He asks me where my shop is and stuff like that, just small talk. The first thing the female agent does is she pulls my canvas bag out, she sets it down on the hood of the car, she starts going through it, pulls out the envelope with money, turns back and looks at me like, really, are you serious? And then the Opie-looking cop that was standing next to me, yeah, he's got $2,000 in his pocket too. I mean, they were very excited, very excited. They spent another 5-10 minutes going through the bag. She asks me if there's any other drugs in the car, and I said no. So she searches the whole car, pulls out one joint that I forgot I had in the passenger seat, or in the glove box. Thought you said there was no more drugs. And there's not. This is my medical marijuana, so I don't really look at it as drugs. So they search the entire car. The whole process takes probably 15 minutes. I'm freezing. I've got my Marijuana Review sweatshirt on now because I'm freezing. And she gets done, walks over to the guy that's standing next to me. They have a conversation real quick. And they turn and look at me and they said, we're not sure what we have to do. We're not sure what to do. We're going to call a supervisor over. So they get on the radio. It takes about 30 seconds for the supervisor to walk out. As he walks up, he looks in my canvas bag, doesn't even say a word, walks straight over to me, tells me to turn around, puts the handcuffs on me. Fine, whatever. We're walking to the jail, to the building where the cells are. And he's asking me questions, what I do for a living, this and that, a bunch of stuff about medical marijuana. I tell him about medicalmarijuanabootcamp.com, the website, and that I know a little bit about the law. And then he says, well, if you know a little bit about the law, then you're fucked. Whatever, dude. And They take me in, and of course he's all proud to have me in there. Right when we walk into the room, there's probably 10 other guards, 12 other guards in there. Guess what this guy's here for? Because I have my Marijuana Review sweatshirt on, and they all think it's the greatest, funniest thing in the world. Walk in, they fingerprint me, and that's it. They don't have me sign anything. They don't read me my rights, nothing. And the fingerprint process took about 20 seconds, if that. They then sit me on a metal bench in the middle of the room, ask me a bunch of stupid questions about medical marijuana, try to clown me talking about, hey, do you have one of those papers? Oh, those are no good here, bro, no good here. We're federal. Whatever, dude, whatever. And they think they're, Mr. Cool. They find the cell that they're going to put me in. It's already got a Mexican guy in it. He's unhandcuffed, so they decide that they need to handcuff him before they put me in the cell. So they walk over, they pull him out, tie wrap him extremely tight, put him in the cell. Don't handcuff me, just put me in the cell, unhandcuffed, comfortable as can be. Walk over, I sit down. After a couple hours in the cell, I decide I need to go to the bathroom. Walk up, go to the bathroom. When I get done, the Mexican dude decides he needs to go to the bathroom, but his hands are still tie wrapped. So he gets up to tell the cops that he needs to go to the bathroom, and they just start clowning him. Sit the fuck down. They tell him, you don't have to go to the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. After a while, they finally decide this guy probably does have to go to the bathroom. One guard opens the door, walks the Mexican dude out, turns him around, slams him into the glass. So I'm inside the cell looking at the glass. He's outside the cell getting slammed up against the glass. We're making eye contact. The guard grabs him by the back of the head, slams his face into the glass 3 times, takes some wire cutters and cuts the tie wraps on his hands. Instead of cutting them off his wrists, he just cuts them in the middle. So now the kid's wearing 2 tie wrap bracelets, and they are so tight that you can see skin ripping, and it was just really bad. It was unnecessary, very, very unnecessary. So he comes back in and goes to the bathroom and sits down, and we're talking. And the guard that originally put the tie wraps on him sees that he no longer has them on and says, what, did he get loose? And the other guard says, no, he had to go to the bathroom. The guy says, well, I put tie wraps on him for a reason. So he pulls him out, takes him back outside, slams him up against the glass, bangs his head a few more times, put tie wraps back on him. Of course, his hands are behind his back, no reason. Tie wraps his hands behind his back, super tight again. I mean, the guy had no circulation in his hands at all. Just absolutely ridiculous. No reason to treat him like this. Just completely, just no reason. So I talk with the kid, I pretty much just tell him, are you scared? I apologize. I tell him this ain't, how it really is here. It was horrible. Horrible. So after that, I sit in the cell from midnight until 5:30 in the morning, basically at which point they open the cell door, come over and tell me, we're seizing your money, we're seizing your drugs, we're releasing you for being cooperative. Your car's out in the parking lot. You can call and try and get your money back. Okay, whatever. I walk out to the car that's in the parking lot. I walk out the door. In the parking lot is my car. They give me my bag first. Then I walk out. In the parking lot is my car with the trunk popped, the hood popped, windows down, doors open, keys in it, car's ravaged. No need to leave it like that. But then I realized they didn't give me a receipt for my seized money, $7,000 that they just took. And nothing. They didn't give me any paperwork. I didn't sign anything I was there. There was absolutely zero record that I was ever there. So I grab my cell phone and I run back in the door that they let me out of, and I explain to them, look, you guys didn't give me a receipt or a phone number. I need a number to call. So the guy, the cop that's in there, the Border Patrol agent that's in there, gives me this Post-it with this phone number, and I leave. So I call this number, and it turns out it's a fake number. So basically, I was detained for 5.5 hours. They took $7,000. They took all my medical marijuana. They let me go without having me sign anything. Just kind of said, hey, you're out of here, and gave me a fake number. So basically, everyone, that's how the U.S. Border Patrol operates. I'm Chubbs, MarijuanaReviews.com. Peace.